What I worry about, of course, if the Republicans take over, whether it's by a small margin or a large margin, that they are, first of all, we're not going to be able to pass anything. Secondly, there will be hearings. There'll be investigations. They'll investigate Hunter Biden. It'll be very toxic. Marjorie Taylor Greene and those people will want to impeach Biden. I worry about it just being very, very ugly. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty predictable.
I remember going over convincing our team, or others too, convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
It began as an examination of whether he paid all the taxes he should have on income from his work for foreign companies, including Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian energy company. This email from a former business partner, for example, found on a laptop computer Biden used, said he failed to disclose $400,000 that he was paid by the Ukrainian company. That laptop, which he took to a Delaware shop to get repaired but never reclaimed, was seized by the FBI, but not before Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani got a copy of its hard drive, which he shared with congressional Republicans. Documents they've made public show that accounts linked to Biden also received nearly $4 million in consulting contracts from a Chinese energy company, according to an analysis by the Washington Post. But during the campaign, then candidate Biden denied there was a China connection.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China.
Senate Republicans say the documents also show Hunter Biden signed an agreement to represent an official of that company, Patrick Ho, for $1 million. Ho was later convicted in a U.S. court of trying to bribe government officials in Africa. The Republicans say that shows Hunter Biden had close ties to the Chinese government.
Hunter Biden was financially connected to CEFC, a company that was an arm of the communist Chinese regime.
Now, according to people familiar with the investigation, it has broadened out to look at whether he violated.
Would it be a conflict if Hunter Biden traveled to China on taxpayer-funded plane to set up Bohai Harvest, as you know, I'm sure you're aware of it, which then poured money into a CCP surveillance company, Megvii? And if you're not familiar with that, it's a company whose equipment is used in East Turkestan. And it was also sanctioned by OFAC regarding their biometric surveillance and tracking of ethnic and religious minorities in China. And furthermore, Bohai Harvest under Hunter Biden also facilitated a $3.8 billion deal that transferred 80% of the world's most lucrative cobalt mines in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to a Chinese firm that uses children as young as 4 years old to mine cobalt. And furthermore, under Hunter Biden, Bohai Harvest has also invested in the CCP-owned China General Nuclear Power Group, which was blacklisted in 2019 for allegedly trying to acquire U.S. nuclear technology for the Chinese military. I'm wondering if you view that traveling on that airplane, which is funded by taxpayers and is, of course, official business, would that be viewed as a conflict? Would you view that as a conflict of interest?
Congressman, I'm here to address the State Department budget.
I know what you're
address our foreign policy. That's a political question. You're welcome to take that up in any appropriate.
So you can't answer whether you think it's a. I'm not saying it even happened, but if it did, would it be a conflict of interest?
I'm not going to address a hypothetical.
Okay. Well, if it did,
the budget. I'm here to talk about our foreign policy.
Since it did happen, at least the investments, is it a conflict of interest?
Again, I am not.
Is it moral? Would it be morally wrong?
I'm here to address the State Department budget. I'm here to address our foreign policy. I'm happy to.
Would any of those things that I outlined for you, would you say they enhanced U.S. national security or Chinese national security?
Again, I'm not going to entertain hypotheticals. I'm not.
No, this isn't hypothetical. These investments were made.
So
let's take Hunter Biden and Bohai Capital out of it and just say if these investments were made, would they enhance U.S. national security or Chinese national security?
Again.